Hey there, welcome back. Pastor Ben. This week is a special week at church, and it's called Vacation Bible School. So Vacation Bible School is one of those weeks where kids get to come and we spend the day, the morning. We spend the morning learning about different Bible stories, and there's crafts and games and snacks and music, all sorts of fun things. Well, it takes place right here in this room, at least some of it does. And so that's been like the busy part of the week, is kind of putting all that together, and there's 20 kids from different places who are coming and doing that, and so it's a lot of fun. But it's also one of those things that makes you kind of feel kind of sleepy, right? Kind of tired. But it's a lot of fun. And so we just had the second day, and so I'm excited about the next day. But for now, we're talking about the passage that I'm going to be talking about on Sunday. And I wanted to start off with a question. And you don't have to answer the question if you don't want to, but maybe it's something that you can think about. Have you ever felt like you didn't belong? Or it seemed like everybody else around you knew each other or knew something that you didn't know, or people were kind of making you feel like they didn't want you around? Sometimes you get that feeling, which is not a good feeling. And whenever you feel that way, you try to think about, try to remind yourself of all the people in your life who really do care about you and who want to make sure that you do feel special and important and like you're cared for, right? But then, one of the other things that's great is that when sometimes you might feel that way, like if you're new somewhere or something, and someone says, "Hey, come over. Hey, come play with us. Hey, come do this with me." Or maybe a teacher says, "Hey, why don't you come this way and we can play something together, or we can do something together." That part, the feeling included part, feels really, really good. And this passage, this Bible story, is actually a story about a man named Paul sending a letter. He writes a letter to a bunch of churches. So he writes this letter and he says, "Dear churches, how are you? This is Paul, and I want to talk to you about something." I don't know if you've ever written a letter before, but you may have seen someone write a letter. It's kind of like when someone writes you a birthday card and says, "Hi, happy birthday, hope you have a wonderful day," that kind of thing. You may also see your mom or dad or somebody like that write an email. They're on their phone and they're writing an email, or they're on the computer. They're writing a letter, writing an email on that. You may have seen that before. A lot the same. Okay, so Paul is writing this letter to all these churches, and he's trying to make sure that all the people that are there feel really included, feel like they belong. And one of the things he does in this letter is remind people that it doesn't matter who you are, that Jesus loves everyone the same. So I thought, while we were thinking about that I might remind you or show you a way that I try to remember that that's true. I don't know about you, but I like potato chips. I like snacks like this. So these are regular chips, okay? And so I have a couple of different kinds in this basket. There's regular chips like this. And then there's some that have this flavor on them, which are also good. These are called sour cream and onion, okay? Also good. So regular, sour cream and onion. And then I have another kind of snack right here called Fritos. They're like corn chips, right? They almost like taste like nachos. Okay. And then there's also in this basket something called Cheetos. Now Cheetos are very fun because they're very cheesy and they're very crunchy, but then all the orange stuff gets on your fingers, and you have to like kind of lick it off. So we got 4 different kinds, right? Potato chips, sour cream and onion, corn chips, and crunchy Cheetos. And they're all different. All of them are different. They all taste different. They all look different. But one of the things I try to remember is that they're all, no matter what kind they are, they're all snacks. They all come in a little bag, right? They're all snacks. They all taste good, right? You might have one that you like the most, but the thing that you like the most may not be the thing that I like the most, and that's okay. But it reminds me that all of these things are a little bit different, but a lot the same, right? They're all crunchy snacks that people are meant to enjoy that come in a bag. And another way that I think about how a lot of us can be different, but also be a lot the same, is if you open a box of crayons. And in a box of crayons, you have all sorts of colors. So I'll pull out a few of them. So this one is red, brown, orange, green, purple. Okay, and there's lots of other colors in here. All of these colors are different. They all look different. You might use them for different things, to color like grapes, or to color the earth, or to color a tree, or to color a piece of fruit, or to color, someone's, shoes or t-shirt or something, right? You might use them in different ways. But all of these are crayons, right? They're all crayons. You can write with them, draw with them, all those things. They're all beautiful, right? All of these colors are beautiful. And so even though they're all different colors, they're all the same, right? Because they're all crayons, and they're all things that are beautiful things that you can use to color with and makes a really nice picture with. And sometimes when I'm thinking about whenever I don't fit in, or whenever I feel like I'm a little different, or well, wait a minute, I'm not like you. Maybe I look a little different, right? Or I had different stuff. I try to remember as much as I can that whether we're talking about crayons, or whether we're talking about chips, or whether we're talking about anything, that all of us are made a little bit different, but we're all in many, many, many other ways all made the same. And this passage, this letter that Paul writes, right? Paul writes this letter to all these churches, is trying to remind people that no matter who you are, how you start, what you like, where you live, what color your skin is, or any of those things, that you are not only, there's so much of the same that all of us are, but also that all of that is loved by God. And I need that reminder all the time, because sometimes you feel kind of like you don't have a place. So I wonder, do you ever think that way or feel that way? Who in your life reminds you, who makes you feel included, who makes you feel like you're together with them, who makes you feel like you have a place? And do you have a favorite of any of the things I just mentioned? Do you have a favorite crayon? Do you have a favorite potato chip or snack? Do you have a favorite of those? I think my favorite snack of all these, of the 4 I gave you, is probably this one, because I think they're cheesy and fun. And if I'm honest, I think my favorite crayon is probably the red one. I've just always liked red, but that's just me. So I'd love to hear about your favorite of those things. And I hope that one of the things that we remember is that whatever we're feeling like we don't belong, we can remember that we do. And that the people, there should be people around us who remind us that that's true. And also, if you see someone who feels like they don't fit in, invite them, right? Be friendly to them, care about them, because you would want them to do the same for you. Okay, that's this week. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. I hope you're having a wonderful summer, and I'll see you next time for one of these little chats. So until then, have a good week. Bye.